For the broker day. Great to see 18 in Zoom land. Happy Monday. I am stoked today. We're going to start with a bang. We had a Pauhana last week. Anybody attend that Pauhana on Friday? Woo! Yeah, on Zoom land. Anybody? I want to hear an aha from Friday's Pauhana. I'm starting you off strong here. Good morning, everybody. Wake up. Okay, I'm going to share while you're thinking. It was probably the best, most informative hour we've had. Chris Williams is here with us today, and he is an expert on what's happening with evictions. And so we asked him if he would come to our company huddle. For all of you who did not attend, you're going to get a glimpse into the magic that was last Friday's Ohana. And so we just appreciate you, Chris, taking the time to come in. Before we bring you up, can we put the mission statement up, please? JC's here in the house and leading our next huddle. So JC, would you please read our mission statement? Can you see it from there?
Happy. Mission statement: to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving.
Thank you, JC. Thank you for standing in for Keone and I. I think this is one of the things that I love most about this company. It's just about so much more than real estate. You get into it for real estate, but really what happens is you become a different person through the company, and you meet amazing people that become friends. And so yeah, I'm just stoked to be here with all of you and excited to introduce Chris. So you have the stage here, 10-15 minutes. Give us your magic, and we'd love to learn more from you.
Hey, everybody, who's here on Friday? Wow, musty. Okay, 50% of you. So on Friday, I talked about two different things. We talked about evictions. All right, let's do a disclaimer right away. I am not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. All right, and nothing I can give you is, none of this is advice. Okay, so I'm not a lawyer, not an attorney, cannot represent you or anything like that. However, I am an eviction specialist, which means I'm a civil process server authorized by the Department of Public Safety to execute court orders. Okay, a lot of the court orders that I execute are things called writs of ejectment and writs of possession. Those are the court orders from a judge to execute, to remove a tenant from a property. That's pretty much what I do. I serve the documents and I physically remove the tenants from the property. If I need help, I call the Department of Public Safety sheriffs, and they come over and we remove them together. So that's what I do. My name is Chris Williams. My phone number is 808-264-5406. That's 808-264-5406. Now, currently we have a governor's moratorium currently in place. It's the 8th proclamation. It is due to expire on March 5th at midnight. Okay. This is the 8th proclamation. That means it's been extended. It's been extended. Okay. The rumor we're hearing, just rumors now, is he's probably going to extend it again until June 30th. Okay. That kind of coincides in which this large complex out by Maui Lani will be available to put people in. 3,000 people will be able to put into this large building that just got built. So it kind of coincides. So that's kind of where you're getting that date. Now, are there evictions going on? Absolutely, yes. Right now, there are currently evictions going on. Okay. When can you evict and how can you evict? You cannot evict anybody for not paying the rent. So no money. If they don't pay the rent, you can't evict them. That's the bottom line. That's what the moratorium's in place, and that's how it works. However, there are 3 exemptions. It's called the Hawaii Revised Statutes 127A30. That's Hawaii Revised Statutes. So you're going to look it up. 127A30. It's about 3 paragraphs long. Now, what it does is it specifies the 3 exceptions to doing an eviction under a moratorium. One is if you have a fixed term lease, 1 year, 6 months, 3 years, 5 years, you can, under the moratorium, if there's a material breach of the lease, pursue an eviction. Material breach of the lease. Okay. That means it says no dogs and cats, and they have a cat, you give them a 10-day notice. They don't abide by the 10-day notice, you can legally go to court and do an eviction. That's one. Number two, if there is no lease in place, so therefore in Hawaii, that's considered a month to month or verbal or oral agreement, month to month. Under a month to month oral agreement, you can give a 45-day notice to vacate as long as the landlord or immediate family member of the landlord is going to occupy the property. That's the only exception. Okay, the landlord or immediate family member. On Friday, I went into more details of what qualifies immediate family member. I went into more details on Friday. They only got 10 minutes, so that's going to be that. The third one is if there is a bona fide sale of the property. Now, the wording in the statute just says a bona fide sale. Doesn't say much detail about it. However, we are going to court. We've been going to court now for about 5 or 6 months on this issue. So bona fide sale is the way the judges in Maui are determining it, is you have to have a purchase agreement, an open escrow, funds have to be deposited. If that's the case, then you can do a 45-day notice to the tenant. But the escrow can't close. In other words, if the owner, who's the seller, has a 45-day notice that he's selling the property and he's got the supporting documentation and escrow to support it, then he can bring an eviction case against the tenant. Okay? If he closes escrow, he's no longer the owner, so he no longer can bring an eviction case. Now, something that's kind of interesting that we're hearing right now and we're seeing in the courts is you have a tenant month to month and the house is sold or the property is sold. The new owner takes ownership of the property. He used to be able to just go and get a complaint for ejectment, which is a trespassing eviction process. That's not the case now. If there was a prior landlord-tenant relationship, the new owners are assuming it, and therefore you have to go through a 45-day notice, letting them know that the owner or immediate family member of the property, of the owner, wants to move into the property. So give me a call if you have any questions. I do refer you to a lawyer. If there's anything, I got 3 or 4 lawyers in my pocket you can talk to and discuss and get some details on. And if it's a little more complicated than that, that's fine. There's also a lot going on right now in the legislature pertaining to when tenants pass away. Okay, there's a bill that just went up, I heard about yesterday, that's going before the legislature. What do landlords do when their tenant passes away? There's nothing in the law that says what to do. So now they're protecting the landlords, they're protecting the tenant's estate. And the landlords will be required to do that, including the security deposit, which is considered a part of the estate. So there's some litigation going on that in the Senate. Once it gets approved, give me a call. I'll get you some more details on it. Okay. So
Let's do questions and answers if that's okay.
Can you come back when that gets approved and we'll set you up for another class?
if you invite me back, I'll be more than happy to come back and talk about that. Not a problem. Anybody else? I'll tell you this man.
Does the landlord pay you a fee? Are you hired by the landlord?
90% of the time I'm hired by the landlord. Yes, the landlord pays my fees. A fee if I were to assist in an eviction, it's about $650 to $700. If you're going to get a lawyer involved, there's usually a retainer between $3,500 and $4,500. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend that you use a lawyer, okay? And they'll get you through the process.
If it's squatters, it's like 900, 1,500 if you have to bring in sheriffs, right?
If the sheriffs are, if I need sheriff's assistance, which is about 1 in every 80 to 100, then they could be any place between $1,200 to $2,000, depending on the situation and the location. Okay, they make that determination. Anybody else?
Anybody on the chat?
Anybody on Zoom or chat, you have a question for Chris? Great to have this up-to-date information. I had asked on Friday about FEMA. He's actually been in the process of getting some FEMA people out that didn't get out at the end of their term. Is that correct?
That is correct. So if you have an issue with FEMA, give me a call. I can probably put you in the right direction. But we are having some issues where the FEMA is no longer paying for a rental of the house or in the hotel room, and the people aren't leaving. Okay, there's a landlord-tenant relationship there that's designated, so you do have to go through the normal processes that we're seeing right now.
Super helpful.
Okay?
Thank you. Awesome, Chris. Well, thank you for coming.
And the setting company.
Yeah.
Wait, can you?
Oh, yeah, setting company. Yeah, go for it.
And other hat.
Okay, guys, listen up. I own a new business. I just started January 1st. Let's go Solar Bright Maui. Solar Bright Maui, we clean solar panels. We don't fix them, we don't repair them, we don't do anything like that. We have specialty equipment, including robots that go onto the roof and will clean and scrub your solar panels of your house or your little solar farm. If you have any questions, you can go talk to, let's see, I think Daryl Hanson, Bob Hanson did theirs, Gina Duncan did theirs. So this is what we do, we clean them, and it's not that expensive. A single story home, we charge $389 for a single story, $389 plus tax, $406. Should be done once a month. Two-story home, by the way, is $489. So $389, so it's a reasonable price. Should be done at least once a year. If you check your warranty that you have on top of your lease agreement, okay, you have to clean them once a year. If you don't show proof that they've been cleaned once a year, you could be violating your warranty. So you want to keep that in mind. We go all over the island. Right now, we're working 4 days a week. Give me a call, I'll get you a quick quote. Something interesting I was noticing, I was talking to another real estate company like yours, okay? But they had 3 or 4 agents that came up and they purchased certificates. I was kind of, what are you going to do with these? He says, well, when I sell the house, I'm going to give it to my new buyer. So that means he can do it. So I gave him a certificate for $489. He paid me $406. I gave him a certificate good for 1 year to go for new buyers. In some situations, I actually heard that somebody wrote into the offer that the solar panels be cleaned. I don't know how that works. I'm into real estate, but that was kind of a neat idea. Okay. Rain does not clean your solar panels, folks. Rain doesn't clean your car either. That's why you wash your cars. Okay. In some cases, rain actually makes them worse, especially if you're in the Haikukula area. Okay. It makes it a little bit muddier. Most of the results that we're seeing, solar panels are generated by kilowatt hours. But typically, a solar panel system in a house will generate 6 kilowatts. After we clean it, we've seen as high as 8 to 12 kilowatt difference. That is substantial return on your investment. So for your $489 investment, 3 months later, you pretty much paid yourself back, and then you're actually turning a profit. Okay. And other than that, give us a call. Solar Bright Maui. I got a big truck driving around, the big yellow sign on it. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for your time.
Absolutely. I like the idea as a closing gift or writing it into the contract. I hadn't heard that yet.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that over the weekend.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote it into the contract. I said, hey, thanks.
What a nice gift. That's amazing, Chris. Well, we appreciate you sharing your time with us.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome.
Yeah. Aloha.
Oh, there's chat.
Chats.
Oh,
Oh, no,
that's-
I was just putting the information in the
The
chat.
people ask for the info.
Yeah.
Last chance if you have any questions.
Oh, yeah, any
Chris
questions?
oh,
is
the
on
phone
his
number
way
is
out.
right now. Can I throw it out there?
I put it up, the 500.
You're awesome.
Got
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for coming. Appreciate that.
All right.
All right, we're gonna have a fantastic week. I cannot wait to hear every time we visit, and then again, it took me a year to learn how to Y4C2Ts, our belief system. I'm interested in how it showed up in your life over the past week, or a story that you might have personally or professionally where you saw it in someone else. Now's your chance to share. Anybody on Zoom land is also welcome to participate.
I'm gonna go with teamwork.
Hey, thank you, Teresa.
So, I mean, personally, it's also gonna be a shout out because JC is awesome. You know, because he stepped in and done condo walk for me. He's also in helping with leading team meetings and just all around being there. And it's together, we achieve more. And because of him, I was able to continue on doing what I needed to get done. Our agents were served and they got the awesome opportunity to meet him. So that's where I'm going to do.
Yay, thank you, JC. Thank you, Teresa. Anybody else? Zoomland, are you awake? Nicole, are you awake? I'm gonna start calling people out. I see Mark Short somewhere pretty. All right, there you go. Hi, Nicole. She's probably on the phone. Doing business. Okay, moving on. You guys saw this last week. If you didn't see it, we are outperforming the real estate board. take a look at closed production year over year. This is why our jumpstart is so impactful.
That one.
62%
That's right.
contracts written. It's amazing. So when you position yourself with our company, you're aligning yourself with someone who's really going to give you the foundation of success. It's very different. I got to experience the alternative, which is like, go get them, see ya, you know, without any help. And so I'm so happy to see all of you here for Jumpstart and the opportunity you have to learn. In no particular order, our January top 20. Congratulations, everyone. We just respect you, starting the year strong. Look at all those happy faces. Love it. Okay, happy work anniversary. It's a big deal to survive in the industry. Most people, not to scare you because you are the elite, but most people don't survive 3 years. And so when you see people with 5, 4 years in the business and even getting through the first couple, it's a big deal. You know, there's a lot of hurdles getting through the test. So congratulations, all of you, February work anniversaries. And some of you don't know, our very own Ray Davis passed his test the first time. So congratulations, Ray. We are so excited. Do you have any words for us, Ray? Speech?
No, I'm humbled. I know that I'm an average of the people I hang out with, and if that says anything, I'm gonna do great because you guys are so supportive and talented, and I'm just lucky to be a part of this group. So thank you.
Yeah, we are stoked for you. That's another thing about the company that I love. You can start anywhere in the company and grow all the way up to the president. We have people who started as market center administrators that then become team leaders, and then they go to the national. So there's just so many places to go, even as an agent. I'd love to see Ray and the opportunity. He's going to kill it.
Mark King started as just an agent. And
Yeah.
Colette grew up
Yeah,
team leads and so forth.
right. He said something. I was talking with the Quantum Leap group is that you overestimate what you can do in a year, but you underestimate what you can do in 5. And he went from a team leader to president of the company in a span of 5 years. And so, yeah, it's exciting to watch all of you do that personally. And speaking of that, we have a huge congratulations to our new principal broker. Do you want to say any words? Please, no.
You out of trouble, Peter.
Yes. I know all of you appreciate, and those on Zoom appreciate the responsiveness of Keone. I told you before, some of you may not have heard, I was literally talking to him on Christmas and New Year's, and he helped me with contracts and that commitment. It makes a difference because when you want to hustle and get in front of other offers, you need a broker who shows up. And it's not the case with all brokers. So
I've been at 3 different brokerages, and CUNY, besides myself, is the fastest. That's a debate. He reviews contracts faster than any other broker
Yeah.
I've had in
Yeah.
10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. When I came in, that was part of my interview is talking to Keone, like, dude, are you gonna respond to me? And he's like exceeded expectations. So I know you guys have experienced that. We are stoked to have you as our principal broker. It's gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think.
We'll do our best not to get you in trouble. Okay, we have a fantastic board of directors. They had their meeting this past week. Love working with these leaders. They're planning events and will continue to keep you apprised. I will be posting the minutes once they're approved in the back. If you want to know what's going on, you can always read those or just show up and listen. It's really interesting at these board meetings, what we discuss. And to get to hear from the best in the business, we have our top agents in the room and they're sharing nuggets. My favorite from the last meeting, I don't know if Dean's on, he shared how he manages his schedule. And, you know, for someone who's our #1 agent and to get a glimpse into how his world is aligned to make that possible was really cool. So, okay. And we love having our Jumpstart people in the room. Woo, congratulations. Woo. We are in our last week, right? Graduation day is Friday.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so everybody show up to celebrate. It's a big deal. We want to celebrate these individuals who've committed to their profession and by showing up every day. And so yeah, super excited about that. Brokers Corner today. This is what I got the alert for.
On the,
through the app, right?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I got that alert.
Yeah, I didn't get any app alerts. I just.
Okay, people, here we go. We're gonna fix it.
Gonna
But-
work through the king.
We are, but
Because I'm not a broker. You didn't get it because you are. No, maybe because you didn't get it. So
I
got it.
I got it too.
That means maybe you're not, your notifications for the
They
haunted.
are.
My notifications are.
No.
Oh, they're on? Oh,
So,
because they got dished to all.
yeah.
WOA one. So Maui, Big Island,
The
and
thing is, we want the huddle too, because I don't think anybody did anybody get a huddle alert? They said they were going out,
I got
but,
it.
oh, you did?
I got it.
Oh, very good. All right, well,
And
we'll get there.
No. Oh, Laura got the huddle alert, so.
Zora, sweet.
Oh, Zora
She
got
has
that.
her tech going on. Love it.
I see her.
Okay,
If you guys don't, you guys should go to this class.
yeah,
Chad's the principal broker at Oahu and he puts on a good show, so.
he really does. You learn something every single time. Not only, he's a team leader and a principal broker, so.
And he's a team.
I mean, yeah, he's doing a lot. Yeah, definitely worth your time. All right, Quantum Leap, we are having so much fun. I'm trying to remember where I left off last week. Did I tell you guys what happened after Gary was into his business for a year? Anybody know? He just started 1985. Okay.
Expired.
This is a great story. Yes, in a way. So he's gotten into his business and he's a year in and he's profitable with $102,000. Oh,
Back in the day.
yeah, back in the day, yeah. First year, he's 29 years old. He just launched his brokerage and he told his old person, you think they work for us? I think we work for them, right? He believes that we should work for our agents. And his wife of 2 years comes in and says, I don't love you. I've never loved you. We're getting a divorce. And he's like, oh, and turned out she worked for his former employer. And he ends up negotiating the divorce with that employer. And they agree on 10 times profitability, which is 10 times 100,000, $1 million. So here he is getting left by his wife. She changed the locks. He left his house, never came back, left the dog and moved into an apartment after starting his brokerage. And now he's hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, right? 1985. So we talk about, I gotta get the right words. You were no more than 5 years. What?
Should have got a better lawyer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I think, you know what happened? He put her on title to the house. He made the mistake of putting her on title to the house after he had purchased the house. And they used the same lawyer. And so it wasn't valid because she wasn't represented and they used that against him. So anyway, yeah. So he's digging his life back after kind of like starting this business. And then in 5 years, from 1985 to 1989, he becomes then he's 29 years old. He becomes the largest brokerage in the state of Austin, and he's never lost that at 29. And kind of digging himself out of debt in an apartment. And I just love that because you can see in his life, and probably all of us can see in ours, you're no more than 5 years from being where you want to be. That all of us have stories like that. So then he goes to a therapist, and this is just a little glimpse from Quantum Leap because we're having a bunch of fun. And what do you think he says to his therapist?
I hate that woman.
Yeah, yeah, he says, fix me now. And the therapist says, it's your fault. We'll talk about her one time, but who asked who to marry who? Let's not do that again. Right? And so at that point, he just went through kind of looking at himself personally and spiritually and like, who am I and what am I going to do with my life? And that was the genesis for this class. But love this class. Love to have you guys join us. I'm starting this book over. I've told you guys I'm reading a book a week. I've got to reread this because it's so thick. And I actually usually do audio, but I bought the hard copy. And chapter 24, I've listened to 10 times. It is so worth your time. So if you read any parts of it, let me know. I'd love to talk about it.
That probably motivated him. You know, if he did get divorced, I wonder if he'd be the same real estate mogul that he was, you know?
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like your failures. Like, who are we without our failures? Because our failures is how we grow.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, they also told him when he was just starting out, he took a sales aptitude test and he failed as a sales agent, and they told him that he would never be a good realtor. That was one. Then he moved into the job and he was doing really well, contrary to this test. And they told him that they were gonna have to let him go because his personality was not a good fit, that people were complaining about him. That he was too intense. So his willingness to grow and overcome and not let other people's opinions of him detour him from what he was doing, but learn from them so that he could be a better version of himself.
Yeah.
That's, you know. Well, what is it? Kaizen?
Quantum leap.
Quantum leap. Yes. And Mark King, when he came, and I would love to join the discussion if you want on Zoom land, he started our conversation by saying, what was your biggest failure? And people were like, I'm not telling you that, you know, and the point being, we learn through failure. So if you want to grow, just go for it and fail forward, right? So that's been helpful to me because you think about your life, you look back, you're like, oh, like, okay, but I wouldn't be where I am or who I am without the failures. So we're having fun. Yesterday was a blast. Intended whale watch. And look at that group, and it was small craft advisory. So we are at Maui Brew and had just as much fun. And the good news is we rescheduled for March 10th, and there's still spots. So please join us. You can see we're having a good time, and would love to have the whole boat full of KW people. So good times. As a result, our paddling will be pushed back to March 17th.
Yes.
And the new whale watch, sorry, is the 18th. Yeah.
No, we don't want.
Whale watch is
Paddling
Paddling.
following.
18th, not St. Patrick's Day, it's Sunday.
Correct.
Right. We'll get it figured out. There we go. Okay, Jonathan, I saw you on. Can we bring our kids? Yes. Double check. Oh, is there a Quantum Leap book? Yes. John, if you come to the class, I have a 142-page manual for you that you can have if you come to the class. So yes, there is a book. I printed it just for you. So I check on the website. I think there's age limits for the kids. They had to be over 4 or something, but I think your kids would work. So let's see, make sure your notifications are turned on. All right. Jonathan, are you in the house?
I'm on Zoom.
Zoom, good, drive safe.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to do our Holly Cow Cow, it is going to be this coming Wednesday from 3:30 from 3:30 to 6 p.m. I think we've got one slot open, and if you want to be put on the list for next month or future months, just if you're interested in volunteering, just let me know. And we want to thank, once again, just want to acknowledge Ray for sponsoring us this month.
Yeah, thank you, Ray. It's $150 to feed 60 meals. And we have Marion who sponsored a month, and Dean at our last meeting, I think offered April. So we've got February, March, April. So anybody? Oh, and JC. Oh, JC, thank you for reminding us. JC has April. So I guess Dean is May. Nice. Anybody else who wants to sponsor closing? Oh, that is weird. Alrighty. This week, if you need CE, join us for Realtor Safety. I'm passionate about this and would love to see you guys in the class. And Michelle, are you on for commercial? I don't know if there we go. We are unique in that we have a commercial opportunity here, and Michelle can help you with that. So she has an intro class that she offers every month. Okay, we'll keep moving. Family reunion. for those of you that aren't going, we're going to have, yeah, Cody's, yes, we're, you go next year. And you can join us March 18th. Colette will be leading our company huddle with a panel to share all of our ahas. So you can learn from the best to bring back exactly what we learned. So plan to be there for that. All right, Pauhana ladies and gentlemen. Do you want to come up here, Lisa? Sorry.
Okay, you missed a great Pauhana Friday if you weren't here, so sorry. You just saw Chris Williams. He's fantastic. There's a lot to offer. Next month for March, we've got Jamie Peacock, and he's going to be talking about insurance and how insurance is changing on Maui because as the fires impacted us, we are a disaster zone. And so the insurance companies are now reevaluating insurance rates. This is particularly important for condo associations because buildings that are like wooden and A-frame that burn quickly, rates are going up exponentially. And there's nothing they can do about it. There's not going to be a bidding war over it. It's just what it is going to be. So Jimmy will be talking about that. It'll be a second Friday in Kihei and third Friday in Kahului. Come join us.
Hey, and margaritas will be provided. So, yeah, Jamie's great. After meeting him at Caravan, had a personal meeting with him just to get an audit on my insurance, and he is very knowledgeable. So definitely want to be there for that. Steve Landine, monthly book club. I saw you on there, Steve.
Yes, sorry, I just had to flip back. Yeah, no, we're gonna do kind of end with the psychology of money. We've had a good run with several different books, all dealing with different topics. This is an awesome book. I know Sasha loves it. Colette's mentioned it. We're also using it for another class we're taking. So yeah, I've already gotten into it and it's really good. So long story short, read it. Even if you don't make it in time for the book club, it's a good book. But join us on March 4th, 11 o'clock. We're after the huddle and we can talk more.
Awesome. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, I even heard our company president say it's one of his favorite books on money. He's read 1,000 of them, but he mentioned this one by name. All right, Business Planning Foundations. Teresa, as head of coaching, we have this another incredible program. Did you want to speak at all to this? Getting your exercise.
I'll get my steps in today. Okay, Business Planning Foundations is coming up. Please register if you're wanting to restart your business and just kick off this year to kill it. This is open to all agents, not just coaching agents. Each day we'll have a different speaker, so we'll be covering your big why. A lot of you don't know why you have a big why, but it's important to know what it is, why we show up to work. You'll see Marion's heading the economic model. I'm doing your GPS. Mitch Tempo is handling your 411, and Nicole Kovacs is doing your growth model. You can't ask for a better opportunity than to focus on yourself, and this is free. It just requires that you show up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for organizing that, Teresa. It's a lot. And Benjamin County on the big why. Big Ben and County on the big why. Yes. We are changing the start of Canoe Club because of newly rescheduled Whale Watch. So check out the pictures from last year. Don't you want to be a part of this fun? Look at us. Good times. Yes, and we have the video. Oh, this was good. Well, we've got them this year.
Oh, it's our big finish, huh?
All right.
Here comes the little sideburn, right?
And that's the first time this happened to me. That was,
We would have won.
yeah, we would have won.
First great time.
It was a good time. All right, Broker's Corner. Take it away.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Just as a side note, Teresa's talking about the insurance. If you are selling a condominium, you should ask your sellers if the association has been talking about the insurance rates going up. Because in some cases, they're doing assessments to all the owners of the complex to capture that money. Because it, like Teresa said, it's not a negotiation. They say, here's the new bill. It was 100,000, now it's 1 million. And so they don't have the money for that, obviously, so they're assessing all the owners. So those things are coming down. It should settle down here, you know, because all the rates will go up that have to go up. But be aware of that if you are in a deal. Okay, we're gonna go into purchase contract, section C. Offer to buy. Buyer's offer to buy the property described below on the terms and conditions contained in the purchase contract. Purchase contract shall be binding if accepted by the seller on or before this date. Make sure that date is in contract, right? It does not expire. If it did expire, make sure you extend it with your counter offer, right? Buyer and seller agree to extend offer C1 offer to buy to whatever date. That's a big deal because if it's not in contract, you don't have a contract. That's what the courts say. A long time ago, this happened in court. These people were fighting all the way through, fighting, mediation, all that stuff. They finally went to court, and the judge said, "You guys never had a contract because it expired right there before you guys even entered into it." So, anyway, then your purchase price, right? Earnest money deposit, whatever you want, right? Make sure it's substantial. If the price is substantial, you can figure like 1%, but there's really no rule on that. If you're representing the seller, you want to see a lot of money in there because that may be their only remedy, right? On the buyer side, you want enough to convince the seller to take your offer, but not too much where now you put all this money in jeopardy, right? As we know, there are contingencies that you can get out of a contract, but nothing automatic, right? Additional deposit. We changed that to 2 business days after the expiration of J1 inspection period, because there is no real acceptance, is what the experts say. Anyway, that can be blank, that can be put in there. I see a lot of people leave this blank, but leave the 2 business days in there. Make sure you take that out, right? Then the balance of down payment, right? Whatever cash you need for the total. If you're putting 20% down, right, all this should add up to 20% at the total, right? If it's 3.5%, all that should add up to 3.5%, and so on and so forth. Then you have your by way of, that's your loan, right? This is a conventional verbiage. If it's an FHA, it should be that. If it's a VA, it should be that, right? And so on and so forth. Changing that one. This second blank line here is typically for purchase money mortgages, agreement of sale, something like that. You'd put in there. Most of the time it's blank, right? Going down, it'll tally your total of your purchase price. It's auto tallying right now. I would always double check that. You know, you get computer glitches and it's weird sometimes. Don't put cents in there, right? Round it up to the nearest dollar. Should the buyer fail to make the earnest money deposit or additional deposits when due, seller may elect to terminate this contract per paragraph 01, right? Meaning they gotta do it on that date. If they don't do it on that date, they're in default now, right? As opposed to like 03, they have a little time, right? Get a little time to put that in, okay? That's it for that. Code of ethics, okay. Who knows? You know, Article 4 says. No one knows what Article 4 says. Realtors shall not acquire an interest in or buy or present offers from themselves, any member of their immediate families, their firms, or any member thereof, or any entity in which they have an ownership interest, any real property without making their true position known to the owner or the owner's agent or broker. In selling a property they own or in which they have an interest, realtors shall reveal their ownership interest in writing to the purchaser or the purchaser's representative. And where do we do that?
Page 13, 90% down.
Yeah, it's.
six,
Yeah, there.
R6, right? R6 is where we put all that stuff in. All right, the end. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend. Oh, and I'll be gone.
Out.
Yes, oh, here we go, right here. I'm leaving on Wednesday for the family reunion. And I come back on the 4th in the morning. We catch the midnight flight back, but text me, call me. If for some reason I'm not answering, Mitch has graciously said he could answer calls too. And I think Marion is available as well, so. Thank you.
My dates are wrong. Oh, 23rd. I'm on the 23rd through 22nd.
Okay. So we will be gone, but for me, and I know Keone had mentioned, we're still, if you need something, just if we don't answer right away, it's because we're probably in some session. So
I'm still working.
we're still working.
Still working.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of work. Okay. I guess I would mention too, something that you mentioned, the insurance, a personal deal myself too. They're being much more analytical with condo complexes. I had one where my lender was able to talk to the top of condos of Penny Mac National, like the very head on a roof inspection and a gulch issue with the county. And they said, it's not you, we're not going to insure this condo complex. And so we have to go around to something different and local. That's more local. And it came in unexpectedly after the disclosure. So that's happened to me now on 2 different ones. And so just be aware of that. And the interesting thing is the association hasn't had any deals since the minutes or the fire, and no lent deals. And so nobody knows, like, people cannot lend and borrow on your property as well. So just, as you get into those disclosures and M1 docs and minutes, they're reviewing that as lenders at a very, very high level. And they're stricter in what I've experienced than they have been in the past. So, all right, TCPA compliance. Please check your do not call list. So it's not worth it. It's like 5,000 per violation. So when in doubt, don't call, don't go out, right? We just want to protect you guys. Keller Williams paid out 40 million in damages, and Gary just took the hit and he said, we'll take one for the team, but now you guys know, and it'll say in your command, don't forget, so if you're using the auto dialers, still scrub them. I think I shared there was an agent, I hear these stories nationally, and he was his first day and he used an auto dialer and he thought they said it was scrubbed, and he dialed someone and the guy answered and said, got you, I knew you would call back. And the kid has legal trouble and everything now. So just be very, very careful. And time for listings that you would like to present, buyer needs. Who has a listing they would like to highlight to this amazing group? It's kind of cool. I looked at what sold so far this month, and there's only 4 out of the 11 or so that I saw that work from outside agents. We're doing most of our business with other Keller Williams agents. So this is a great opportunity. Anybody? Zoom? Crickets. All right. Well, have a good week, guys. Go out and get them. And we are here for you. Don't hesitate to reach out and have a great week. Aloha.